This segment is brought to you by Cypress Stop, home of the happy customer.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it very, very much. And listen, middle of the summer, people know there's a lot of different things to expect. But those people that love to fish and those people that love to go have a good time, they're all thinking about the Tarpon Rodeo. Glad to have back with us Chet Chesson. Chet, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Keith.
All right, we appreciate that. So, man, the Fourchon Tarpon Rodeo, people love it. The Golden Meadow Fourchon Tarpon Rodeo. Really excited about it. Very glad you're coming on to talk with us a little bit about it. I love the fact that it's July 3rd through 5th, and it's $35. People came this.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's great. That's right. $35 for a ticket to participate in the rodeo.
Right.
A lot of other things going on. The other thing this year, it's the 75th annual Golden Meadow Fourchon Tarpon Rodeo.
Wow.
Very fitting, and so thankful to be the admiral this year on the Port Commission's or Port Fourchon's 65th anniversary. So very fitting, putting all of these numbers together this year, in having a great event coming July 3rd through 5th.
Yeah, and again, July 3rd through 5th, middle of the summer, perfect time. You know, that's when there's a whole lot more activity. Tarpon fishing is fantastic this time of year. But you guys have so much more than just people getting involved in the fishing rodeo.
That's correct. There's so much going on. And look, on July 3rd, tomorrow, at Safe Light, fishing can start. Now, they're not going to weigh in any fish or anything like that.
Right.
Tomorrow, that'll start on Friday the 4th and Saturday the 5th. But you can start fishing for the rodeo at Safe Light Thursday, July 3rd. On Friday, July 4th, the pavilion, scales, food, the bar opens up at 1 p.m. From 2 to 5 p.m., come play the Cajun Way at the Bayou Country Children's Museum corner. So the Bayou Country Children's Museum out of Thibodaux will be down at the pavilion doing things with the children that are there, coloring and different things like that. So that'll be great.
Yep.
At 5 o'clock on the 4th, the King of the Catch judging. So what's happening is there's a King of the Catch cook-off.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of different groups, teams that are cooking meals that'll get judged. And that judging will start at 5 p.m. And then people can actually pay one price, get a bracelet, and test all of the food that's being cooked. So all of these teams are cooking for about 200, 250 people.
Wow.
And you can taste every meal, everything that people are cooking. So that's great.
Okay.
So that's from 5 to 9 is the King of the Catch tasting. 7 to 11 is live music with Nont New and the Wild Matus.
Mm-hmm.
And who's a great band, local band. And from 7 p.m., the scales close. 9 p.m., the King of the Catch Awards will be given. And at 11 p.m., the pavilion closes. That's all on the 4th of July. Mixed in there, not the rodeo putting it on, but the Fourchon Marina will have a fireworks show, fireworks display.
Oh, wow.
Which is right near the pavilion. So that'll be great for everyone that's out there enjoying the area on 4th of July night.
Right.
Then
And so
on
what
Saturday,
time is
July
that, Chet?
5th,
What time is that?
That'll be somewhere in the early evening.
Early evening, right. Okay,
After dark,
gotcha.
somewhere around 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Will be the fireworks display.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Rolling through to
No,
the 5th.
not at all. That's good. On Saturday, July 5th, once again, the Scales Food Bar and Pavilion open at 1 p.m. From 2 to 5 p.m., again, the Bayou Country Children's Museum corner will be open to work with the children. From 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. is live music by Benjamin Bruce and the Acadians. It's a great local band, local student from South Lafourche whose grandfather was a port commissioner and was Vin Bruce. If you ever heard the name Vin Bruce, very local Cajun music provider. So Ben Bruce picking up his grandfather's footsteps. From 4 to 7 is a shrimp boiled dinner. If you buy a ticket for the rodeo, you have a shrimp boiled dinner on there. That's part of your ticket.
Oh, wow.
If you don't buy a ticket for the rodeo, you can still buy a shrimp boiled dinner ticket for, I believe it's $10 or $15.
Yeah,
for that shrimp
good
on,
price.
which is good price.
Yeah.
At 4 p.m., the scales close for the children's division. At 5 p.m., the scales close for all other divisions. At 5:30, every child that has a ticket will be getting a free rod and reel. And that's
Oh,
sponsored
nice.
by CCA Louisiana,
Okay.
giving those out. 6 p.m. live auction, 7 p.m. fishing awards, 8:30 the raffle drawing, got raffle tickets for sale. And from 9 to midnight, live music by Shorts in December, another local band that does really great work.
Wow, man, I got to tell you, boy, y'all have packed it in those 2 days,
Yeah.
right? And so
We have
again,
packed it in.
yeah, people can start fishing at Safe Light on Thursday, and then 1 o'clock, everything really kicks off on Friday. And then weigh-ins as well. Lots of stuff for the kids. Every kid that signs up gets a free rod and reel through CCA, which is wonderful. Kids Corner, so it's very kid-friendly, and lots of good food. People are not going to go hungry. If you go to this festival and you go hungry, shame on you, right? So
correct.
it sounds like it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Put that back up one more time, Dwayne. I want people to know it is the 75th, right? 75th.
Yes.
Go to Meadow Fourchon Tarpon Rodeo. Chet Chesson this year, the Admiral, celebrating 65 years over at the port, right?
That's right.
Not you personally, but the port was 65 years. A great celebration. Want people to come out July 3rd through 5th for $35. Chet, thanks for being with us as always.
Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment, but don't go anywhere. I got a whole lot more right here on Bayou Time.
This segment was brought to you by Cypress Stop, home of the happy customer.